Here's a demonstration of how to plant tree and shrub seedlings. There are several tools that can help successfully plant tree and shrub seedlings. A sturdy spade or shovel are handy for digging deep holes. The dibble bar, though, is the most popular tool for planting trees and shrubs, which we'll use for this demonstration. The techniques used here can also be easily recreated using a spade or shovel. Begin by inspecting your bareroot seedlings. Remove seedling from the package they arrived in. It may be necessary to trim the roots of the plants you're planting. The roots of your plant should be equal to the depth of the hole with the tool that you're using. Holding each seedling along with the digging tool can help determine if the seedling's roots need to be pruned. If more than 25% of the root system needs to be trimmed, a deeper hole should be dug. Limit root pruning to no more than 25% of the root system to ensure the life of your seedling. If the roots have started to grow, which is indicated by white growth near the root tips, root trimming is not advised as it will damage your plant. If roots have started growing, simply create a deeper hole in order to accommodate growing root systems. Roots that require trimming can be trimmed using sharp shears. Once seedlings have been removed from the nursery bag and the roots have been trimmed, plants should be placed in a bucket of water to soak the roots prior to planting. Roots need to be kept moist at all times, and placing them in a bucket until they are planted will prevent seedlings from drying out. Plants can be soaking for up to 24 hours before planting and should be placed in a shady place to avoid scorching plants prior to planting. Step the dibble bar into the ground at a 45-degree angle. Straighten the dibble bar up vertically by pushing the bar away from you, creating a V-shaped hole. Pull the dibble bar up out of the hole. Take your seedling out of the bucket of water where its roots have been soaking. Locate the root collar of the plant, or the area of discoloration between the tree's stem and its root system. The root collar indicates the depth the plant had been planted at the nursery and is the same depth that we want to plant your seedling. Place the seedling deep into the V-shaped hole. Reach into the hole to make sure the roots are straight up and down. You don't want the roots to bend at the base of the hole. This is called J-rooting and can damage the plant. If your plant is J-rooting, a deeper hole is needed to accommodate the root system. Pulling the seedling up slightly in the hole, aligning the root collar with the top of the hole. Then place the dibble bar 6 inches behind the seedling, straight up and down, and push it into the ground. Pull the bar back toward yourself. This will close the bottom of the V-shaped hole. Now push the bar forward, closing the top of the hole. By closing the hole from the bottom to the top, you're preventing the creation of air pockets near the roots, which can dry out and kill the plant. Remove the dibble bar from the ground. Using your heel, close the remaining hole behind the seedling. Then, gently step on either side of the planted seedling to ensure that the soil is compacted properly around the root system. Give a gentle pull on the seedling, checking that it is securely planted in the ground. Your seedling should be planted at the same depth it was at the nursery at the root collar, with its roots straight up and down and the planting hole closed from the bottom to the top. And there you go, you've planted a tree. You may also receive containerized seedlings instead of bare root stock. These are seedlings that come with soil around the roots. Most often, containerized seedlings come ready to plant. The first thing you want to do to prepare your seedling is make sure that they're well watered before planting. Tublings can simply be removed by pulling them out of the tubling casing. The procedure for planting containerized stock is similar to planting bare root stock, only with containerized stock you want to plant the tree so the top of the soil on the tree is level with the top of your planting hole. Follow the steps using the dibble bar in order to plant your tubling. You can also use a tubling planter to plant containerized stock. Once you've completed placing your tubling in the hole, make sure that it is planted at the same depth it was at the nursery, soil of the tree equal to the top of the dug hole. The tubling planter can make that much easier, but follow the same rule of thumb with your V-shaped hole created with the dibble bar, with roots straight up and down and the planting hole closed from bottom to top. Tree tubes are a great way to protect your tree from deer browse and other varmints. We recommend a 5-foot tube to make sure that deer cannot eat your young seedlings. To start, use a 1-inch oak stake and a 3-pound hammer. Place the stake 3 inches from the side of the seedling that you've planted and pound it in so it's sturdy. Take your tree tube, starting by placing the zip ties to fasten it over the stake. Gently pull your seedling so that it gets covered by the tube, making sure that both zip ties are included around the stake. Make sure the tree tube is fastened hard to the ground to prevent voles and other rodents from getting underneath, and then tighten zip ties to make sure that the tube is fastened. You've installed the tree tube and protected your tree. As you plan your planting project, you may have more questions. How many plants should I plant for my project? What species are appropriate for my planting goals? And how far apart should I space plants? Are just a few questions that can be answered by our DEC Saratoga Tree Nursery staff or by our local DEC Regional Forestry staff. Happy tree planting!